gamers, how we doing? Hope everyone had a good Monday. Welcome in Vi, welcome in Zorb. Hope you're both doing well. Um, we have an interesting week ahead of us. We're going to be working on smithing percent this week. Um, this one's kind of interesting. We have to find a way to level up 7 different weapons um, in under 3 hours, which at first look doesn't really seem that interesting until you sit down and think about it and you're like, where am I going to get all of these upgrade materials? And then it gets a little interesting. Um, so it seems like there's going to be a lot of different routes that people use for this run. Um, we're just going to run through the route that I was working on from a while ago. Um, and now that we have like an actual order of things that I want to do them in, because we kind of just like freestyled it once and it was like very long. So I'm curious how this goes once we like know what the game plan is ahead of time and we're not like kind of sitting around like, what do we do now? Um, yeah, this run. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's not like the most exciting run, but there's definitely like a lot more thought that goes into this one for sure. We're not going to time this initial one. We're kind of just going to like go through because I'm sure there's going to be like some stuff we're going to have to like pause and figure out real quick, even though we know like the order of things at least. But on Wednesday we'll do a full run through and we'll time that one. Is kind of my plan. But the first half is going to look largely the same. And then once we get through like Fire Giant is when we start being able to access different places with like max level stones. So the plan for me is 6 somber weapons and 1 normal weapon. I am going to buy 6 of my weapon because my weapon has no weight, which makes it very cheap to upgrade, which is going to be really good because it costs a lot of money to upgrade 7 different weapons and, well, buy upgrades for 7 different weapons as well. So one thing that we've been doing that needs to be different, we've been picking up a bunch of ones at the beginning of the run and selling them. We cannot do that here. We need those ones because we are upgrading a singular normal weapon. So we're actually going to need to like pick those up and keep them. So I need to make sure I don't mess that up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wing like getting the smithing one bell bearing, which would not be ideal. We'd have to like run through the Ray Lucaria mine, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So we're actually going to kill 2 sheep at the beginning of this run because we're buying 6 weapons. So yeah, this week will be interesting. Um, I wouldn't be shocked to see a lot of hitless runs this week. Um, like depending on your route, there's not really a bunch of like super difficult bosses that are abnormal. So that was 6, I believe. It was indeed. And then what I should do is I should put all of these away, except for the one I'm going to use, so I don't accidentally like equip the incorrect one or something like that. That sounds like a goofy thing that I would do. Yeah, so if you look at the splits, you'll see that some of the splits have, um, yo, what's up, Nat? It needs to be under 3 hours. I think we're going to be pushing it a little bit. Like, I imagine probably like a 2 hour, 40-minute runtime, but like nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But the numbers in the brackets are where we pick up the various max level stones, so I don't forget. Yeah, so a lot of it is collecting like the bell bearings and then just like buying a lot of the stones that we need. But there's also a balance of like picking up stones that we're running by anyways. And since we're mostly leveling up somber weapons, like we don't actually need that many stones, which is cool. Yo, what's up, Blue Island? Appreciate the good luck. Hope you're doing well, dude. Yeah, this is like one of those runs where like you spend a lot of time routing it, and then hopefully by the time you're done, you're like, okay, this isn't that bad. It's just not something that you just hear and you're like, oh, that's easy. You just like do X, Y, and Z. Like it definitely took some, I wonder where we can get stuff. But yeah, ultimately it's not too bad. I believe Spectre's route is going to include completing the game basically twice. Like he's going to do an any percent, and then I think he has to like play up and up through like Malekith again. Which is ambitious to say the least. Like he's got a really fast run, but in under 3 hours is tough. Yeah, they're not very good at putting the Souls games on sale. I feel like it like almost never happens. Oh, available to buy. I see. I see. Oh, I forgot to swap my weapons around. I watched Donut do this earlier today. He's able to kill Alexander without Alexander actually aggroing like at all. Like he just stands there, which is kind of nuts. Yo, what's up, Zavonix? Welcome in, dude. Hope you're well. Oh yeah, it definitely will. It comes with like new classes and stuff. There's no way that like new classes are switched to exclusive. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Plus, it's an opportunity to sell Elden Ring again, and I highly doubt they just like pass up on that. Like from a business standpoint, that just doesn't make sense. I'm sure it'll launch as like a Elden Ring Complete Edition or something like that, where you buy it and it just comes with the DLC kind of thing. Because Elden Ring is what, like 4 or 5 years old at this point? Something like that. Probably about time it gets bundled with the DLC for full price. Yo, what's up, Vinicius? Appreciate that, dude. It feels really good to get Mesmer out of the way. And like this week, we don't really have like anything like super crazy. It's kind of just like half the any percent and like Loretta. There's really no like standout difficult boss here that everyone's like super worried about. Yeah, I feel like the Tarnished Edition is just gonna like drop one day. Like I don't really expect that there's gonna be a release date for it. I imagine it's gonna be ready and they're just gonna like, yep, it's here now, you can do that. Like I don't think you really need to hype Elden Ring up again for another release. And then like Dustbloods might just not be ready yet. I don't know. Yeah, FromSoft is usually pretty quiet though. Like even leading up to like Night Rain, like we knew it was coming from like the Game Awards, and then they kind of didn't say like anything about it until what, like 3 weeks before it released or something like that. And that was like giving us like an actual date. I don't think we knew the date like crazy far in advance. If I'm remembering that correctly, that might be wrong. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Like since the release of Elden Ring, I believe Miyazaki was like in an interview and he was talking about how they've been working on like 7 different projects since then. So they're quite busy. I much prefer them be busy and quiet, like than just dropping all kinds of like teasers and stuff like that. I think a lot of the magic that comes from like the first playthrough of a FromSoft game is like not really knowing anything. You got Night Rain? Where'd that come from? I thought you were like not in the Night Rain camp at all. Cherry, there it is. That's a good reason to get it though. Even if you only play it like a couple of times on stream or whatever, like charity's a good cause. You got a question? I got an answer. Maybe. Nat Rain stream, let's go. Night Rain is fully PvE, yeah. Tarnished Edition comes with an easy mode where instead of Elden Beast, you fight a Goomba. Let's go! What's up, Witch? Welcome in, dude. That honestly sounds so fun though. Eldon Bowser, which is really just Bowser Jr. in a mech. The classic. A Link costume. That'd actually be kind of cool though. I wouldn't hate that. Yeah. So now that Torrent is able to be in Elden Beast Arena, I'd be willing to bet you there's going to be Spirit Springs in there. And then you'll be able to use Torrent to Goomba Stomp. They've been working on this for a long time. They're out here playing the long game, bro. The exclusive classes are Link and Marth. Nope, there is zero PvP element in Night Rain. Like none at all. Unless you're like arguing with your teammates the whole time. If you want to call that PvP, then like sure. But Link would be able to survive the Soulsborne universe. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I think Child Link would struggle, but I think like adult Link from like Ocarina and Twilight Princess and like onward, I guess would likely be fine. Yeah. If he had the Triforce, it would be a sweep. I don't know, man. What wins, the Triforce or the Golden Order? That's a tough one. Oh, dude, tell me Twilight Princess Link is not just like comfortably at home in Bloodborne. Like, there's no way. I guarantee all Link needs is a mirror shield, and Shadows is just easy. Yo, what's up, Shepster? I did see that, yeah. I did see that. I also saw a lot of people projecting, which was kind of crazy. Yeah, I've got to imagine Kratos would be fine in the Souls universe. Tens is like an ex Valorant pro player. Tens is still an ex Valorant pro player. Oh my gosh. No, everybody's going into the Demon Souls universe and just dying of boredom, I think. Yeah, I mean, like it's a pretty niche thing. Like if you're familiar with Riot or Valorant, like at all, you likely know who Tens is. He's like a prominent pro player as well as like a prominent streamer for Valorant. So like if you were in that space at all, like you've at least heard the name. Goku. Just internet search. You literally used to watch him play Vi. But when? Like a year or two ago? Yo, what's up, Jens? No, like I mean like you used to watch and like ask questions and stuff. He was on Sentinels. You've heard of Faker. Everyone's heard of Faker. Tens was like the closest thing to Faker that Valorant had, I think. Like he was a very good player for sure. Well, yeah, like it, honestly, I don't even know how you've never heard of Faker. Like that's kind of wild to me. Like even as someone who doesn't play League anymore, like I still regularly hear people talk about Faker. Yeah, Faker is insane. Where is he now? He's on what is it, SKT, I think? Yeah, Faker just like extended his contract by like another 5 years. He's like 28 now. He's gonna be like in his 30s playing this game, making like 6 billion a year. Because of Tyler one. That puts a face on League. Oh my goodness. Don't do it, Blue Island. Don't do it. Do not descend into the cesspool. Just think about how much happier you are now that you don't play League. Just think about it for like 5 seconds, and you're good. Drabster, don't do that. League 2? Dude, I sincerely hope that's not true. Why do live service games keep doing this? Overwatch did the same thing. It lasted for like 2 years. They just announced they're removing the 2 from the name again. Like, just avoid ranked. I wish that was the case. People in normal games are still just like absolute animals, though. Like, the community really is just like that bad. It's really unfortunate. Is 2X even out yet? They haven't like done any advertisement for it like at all. At least you aren't an Overwatch player. Ooh. Um. So actually, I would say that like Overwatch is slightly better. Not by much, but slightly. Must be a really sad guy. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about that, you know? So like it used to be really, really good, and then they like ignored it for like 6 years to make Overwatch 2, and then they didn't really like do anything with it. So it was like super stale, and then they tried to add like so much stuff all at the same time, and it went horribly. And then they were like, "Oh, it's a new game, like we're gonna reset everyone's like elo and stuff like that." And matchmaking has just been screwed for like the last what 2, 3 years. I don't know how long it's been Overwatch 2 at this point, but like matchmaking is just like an absolute joke. Um, oh, you meant the 2x. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, Overwatch like has its moments where it's fun, but the disparity between like the new characters versus the old ones is kind of disgusting. So like look at a character like Cassidy where his left click is shoot and like his shift is roll and that just like instantly reloads your weapon. Like that's a pretty tame character right there. And then look at the new character that they just released, where she's got like 19 different movement cooldowns. She's technically a melee character, but also her range is like about the same as like Reaper's shotguns, so not really melee. And there's just like there's nothing you can do against like any character with like crazy movement if you're just playing a character who was out when the game initially launched. Like the power creep is insane. The matchmaking makes the game just like generally unfun to play because you either stomp and feel like you're playing against bots, or you get stomped and feel like you are a bot. And there's not a lot of like, oh that was close, like that was really fun. Like there's no like adrenaline moment or anything like that. Like it's kind of sucky. So the actual change for making the sequel was the fact that they made Overwatch 2 and a completely different engine was like a big part of like the driving force of like why it took so long. And then yeah, I don't know. Like they spent so much time working on it and there was supposed to be like PvE stuff and then they launched the game and said, "Yeah, the PvE will be out in like a year." And then a year passed and they're like, "Yeah, so 6 months ago we decided we're canceling all the PvP or PvE stuff." And it's just like, dude. So they literally just made Overwatch 2 because they wanted to run it in a new game engine or something, and then canceled everything that it was supposed to be. Overwatch 2 is a 5v5 game, yes. It still is. That part didn't change. Like Overwatch 1 was 6v6. When it moved to 2, it's 5v5. And now they're just calling it Overwatch again. They've dropped the 2. It's still 5v5. Vi has played Overwatch, yes. So like people complained and they were like, "Oh, this game would be so much better if it was 6v6." And they released 6v6 as kind of like an arcade mode thing. It was never the primary like game mode. And people were like, "Oh, yeah, this is actually trash." And the devs were kind of like, "Told you." And then we moved on, I think. No, yeah, so like that was the community crying about it though. That was not the devs being like, "Oh wait, 6v6 might actually be better. Let's try that again." It was the community being like, "It never should have changed. Like all these balance changes just like made it worse." And they're like, "Okay, bet." And then they put it back into a 6v6 format and people were like, "Oh, this is so much better" for like a week, and then by week 2 everyone was like, "Yeah, this is kind of garbage." Yeah, because like the way they tried to balance tank was really, really bad. Like in Overwatch 1, a tank was literally a tank. Like that's what it did. Like you could just eat damage all day. You had like good CC abilities and that kind of stuff. You had damage negation, whatever. And then they dropped it to 5v5, so they're like, okay, so there's only one tank now. So they were like, let's give this tank like even more health. We'll make it so they have more damage output than a DPS because they have to do the weight of two people now. And then also they still have like crazy CC. Um, and tank has literally just been like the strongest role in the game since, which is insanely boring and frustrating. There was like a week, like a year and a half in, where they added a DPS passive that reduced the healing that someone that you were actively attacking, it like reduced the healing they received by like 30% or something like that. And it was like, holy crap, I can actually kill something now. That's awesome. And the tanks cried so hard that they like reverted it immediately and ended up settling on like a 12% healing reduction, which I mean, based on like a lot of the numbers that the healing does, is basically like 3 health, which doesn't mean anything. And then also proceeded to buff like armor stats and stuff like that. So kind of nutty. But like tanks just got too used to being like ungodly powerful and basically immortal, and then just forgot that like proper positioning was a thing. They're like, wait, I can't run at the team without thinking anymore. Like that's not fair. And it's like, no, this is literally what it looks like when like all 5 people in the game actually get to play for once. But they did it. They pulled together and cried so hard that Blizzard was like, "Yep, we're gonna reduce that." And then DPS immediately went back to being like virtually useless. Yeah, no worries, dude. Appreciate you stopping in. Symmetra, yeah. Yeah, I like me a good tracking character. Like he's kind of boring, but like boring as far as like things he can do, I guess. Like Soldier's literally just the Call of Duty character. Like he has shoot. Like that's his thing. He's not complicated like a lot of the other heroes tend to be, but I don't know, like tracking and shooting is very enjoyable to me. So he's a lot of fun. Symmetra is basically the same thing, just with a laser beam instead. Also decently fun. A little bit harder to play, but not too bad, you know. Yeah. I've played like 3,000 hours of Overwatch, I think, like across 1 and 2. and that's having played Overwatch since like the beta test, the open beta test, like way back, like on Xbox. It used to be a lot of fun. It hasn't been in a very good playable state for like a really long time, unfortunately. Yeah, so my brother was talking about how they had like the Blizzard showcase or whatever, and they were talking about Overwatch. And he's like, dude, they're releasing 5 new characters at the beginning of next season. And I'm like, they're doing what? So like I watched and I was like, I mean, some of them look good. So like maybe. So I like booted it up like ahead of time and I was like, dude, I actually haven't played Overwatch in like a year and a half. My aim was so bad. Like it was actually so bad. Like I've just straight up been playing like Elden Ring and that's like it. I haven't aimed in what felt like forever. My aim has not always been bad. I was literally a Widowmaker player and I was like high plat, low diamond. Definitely not bad. I was too, and like you know it's bad when like you're sitting there, you're playing the game you haven't played in a long time, and people are like flaming you, and you're kind of just like, dang, they right though. Like I suck. Couldn't even really blame them. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. It was so funny, dude. It was so funny. Like I played like my first game in like a year and a half, and I think I ended with like 2,000 damage. I was like 2 kills, 11 deaths or something. Like it was bad, bad. And we won somehow. And my tank starts typing. He's like, I have no idea how you guys just lost 4v5. And I'm like, he's right though. Like I didn't do jack, bro. But I was playing with my brother a little bit yesterday, and I was doing like a lot better. Not nowhere near like where I used to be, but it wasn't like I wasn't going like negative every game at least. Yeah. Yep. I've been there, dude. I've been there. Yeah, aim is very much like one of those things when I'm doing it consistently. Like I usually build like the habit pretty quickly. Where I'm just able to like I don't know, like there's a certain like flow state I usually get into once I like settle into like a shooter game where I'm able to like track like movements and stuff like that way better. Because sometimes I'm like I look at the screen, but like I don't really register what I'm seeing so much, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. And it took me a long time this time to remember like how to actually do that and like predict movements and stuff properly. But I did get one play of the game. We only played like 4 or 5 games. I got play one of them. That okay, well, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't know why it ate my it ate like my L2 input. That's annoying. How far does this guy chase you, actually? No way. How far does he go? Like, this isn't... I'm not even within range. Where are the sounds? Do you guys not have sound? You guys should have sound. Good? In the future, if something like that happens, please let me know right away. Like, if I was doing an actual run, and the first, like, hour was muted, and I got the run, I wouldn't be able to submit it. So just as a heads up. Like, that's something I need to know pretty quick. No, you're good. You guys don't know. I just don't get to hear the things that you guys hear, so I have no way of knowing that it's not working. Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's super bizarre though. I have no idea why it just ate my L2 input. And it just gave me like a tap R2 out of absolute nowhere. Pretty sure I did the same thing I always do. Like, I pushed L2 the first time and I didn't let go. Pretty sure that's what I always do. Weird, whatever. Not really super concerned about hits right now. I'm more just worried about figuring out like where we're going, what we're doing, kind of same thing we did last week. Man, maybe I do need to switch my controller. I have no idea why that would like ever happen.
To determine if you had, it seems torrent, whereas I'm in. There is, but I can take gathering place. Very let my hand.
Okay, so dagger. We should have a league night? Absolutely not. Cronus plays League.
You'll no matter lay out your...
We were talking about it in his stream earlier. This is rage baiting.
Well, I presume... Oh, I am an old story, perhaps.
So, I'm a bit curious here. Are these more expensive than the ones I'd get from the bell bearing, or are these the same? I actually have no idea. Yeah, so like once you turn in the bell bearing, like you can buy infinite stones from there, but I don't know if they're the same price. Like, should I actively make a point to buy these because they're cheaper? I don't actually know. You think it's the same? I imagine it probably is, but I have no idea. Okay, so let me bank my weapons here. So I don't want like a crazy messy inventory. It's not a problem to grab those by just sitting down later. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like it's probably the same. But that's something we should look at, like, once we get to the tail end of this run for sure. It's definitely worth looking into.
What's wrong with you? I won't say... I suppose I have no choice then. Is this what Grace would have us?
That's... okay, so there's something wrong with my L2 button. I need to... just replace my controller at this point, I think.
You are an enigma. To be certain, the Volcano Manor awaits you.
That's annoying. At least I have another controller. I'll just use this one tonight, but by Wednesday I'll likely be using the other one.
Hello. Hell, it's rather my mistress. But I was a... Could I ask that thug only if you've... Oh, to bless a thug, please.
Alright, so we do need to go to the Halig tree. We're not fighting Melania, but we still need to go there, so we should grab that grace now for the medallion half. Yeah, it might actually be good that we haven't leveled up yet. Because we bought all those stones. I don't know if that was a good idea. That might have been dumb. It might be better to go back and buy the 7 1s and 2s later. I'm not sure how this is gonna affect how our leveling will work. I guess it would be better to be like under-leveled than over-leveled for our Margit script, or Morgott rather. If we're under-leveled on the Morgott script, that most likely just means like he gets pushed into phase 2 and then dies like while transitioning, which is fine. If we have too much damage, he can transition early and then we end up having issues. So being under-leveled isn't the worst thing in the world. So I guess this will be fine either way.
Please. Oh, thank you. Did I forget? I see you are very to steady such. Please.
So I think our last level up on this run is on Godskin Duo. I think after that we have to save rooms so we can buy all the upgrades that we need. Can't remember if we leveled with Malekith or if we waited until after the fact. I think we wait. I think Malekith's runes were part of what made this work. But we'll find out. If we have like a couple hundred left over at the end, then we'll know that we can level up with. And then we'll be able to do endgame a little bit stronger, which will be cool. Yeah, I don't think we even get to 30 decks with this. Nope. Alright, well. Good thing that most of our damage comes from weapon level and not, like, actual level. Oh, I didn't actually apply Gambit, did I? I don't think I did. Which means I didn't apply no skill on the torch either.
Well,
Ah.
thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
He would have staggered, but he was mid-dialogue, so he had the hyper armor.
I shall remember thee.
That was actually like a really good RMG, I just messed up the timing.
Smoldering with thy meager
Unlucky.
flame. Cower in fear of the night.
The hands of the fell
it's tight. Oh, God, you breached. Ferret.
The gate!
Oh, I didn't even do my physic or anything either. Dang. Just not paying attention. Alright, keeping it moving, going right along. Oh, this guy's running. Tried to throw a fire pot at me. Crazy. I don't think I've ever had him actually aggro that far. Where I'm like just now losing aggro. Huh. I've seen a lot of people like kill the guy on the flamethrower. I guess that's probably why. But like, I don't know. That didn't even strike me as being particularly dangerous. It's not like we stop and like regame it or anything. I imagine that should just be fine.
I am the Lord of all that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Kinda crazy, we have 43 decks already. I always kinda thought like we leveled up a lot on these runs, but for that high already and we're only level 22, I guess we really don't. Although, we get a lot of like stat boosting stuff, maybe that's why it feels like that. Not really sure. It's very hard to imagine that this run doesn't just fit within the time limit. Like, there's nothing crazy we have to do. Like, we're not even doing the full any percent. We're going through Malekith. And then detouring to Halig Tree. Not even to Melania. And we already did 2 trees in well under 3 hours. So this route should be, like, perfectly fine. Like the only additional stuff is like we have to go to Moog too, but that's not hard. It's right there if we've already done Haligtree. It should be like a pretty favorable route for us, really. Alright, I think we've already done like all the extra stuff we need to do, like early game. Just trying to think if there's like any other like good early pickups or like graces we needed, but I don't think so. Oof, dude, I'm down 4 levels. Yeah, I think what that's gonna end up meaning is like we should wait until we've done like the like through Malekith before we start buying like all the extra 1s and 2s and stuff. Just for the sake of consistency as far as like damage.
The festival. But no.
Find it very difficult to believe that this would like really change anything, but wow, I broke the barrel, bro. Any smithing stones we can grab along the way is just less we have to buy later. Yeah, I think a lot of people have calculated they need to spend like upwards of like 400,000 runes between upgrading the weapons and like buying all the materials and stuff like that. I think we're like around 300. That might not be exactly right, but like I'm pretty sure it's that ballpark. After we pick up like as much extra stuff as we can. Like such an awkward place to fight him though. I mean, we're fine damage-wise. This is pretty much where we always get. I was kind of expecting like some kind of elevation meme right there, though. And we're not going DLC, but we should. I think we should use the Great Bow here. Because, like, we need to get the 10 in front of Moog. Which, like, you can do with Kukris, I think, but it's much easier to do with the Great Bow. Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. Like, that's the only place we're going to use it, so that feels like a dumb space to spend 30k, but I don't want to get whacked doing it either. So 30k for safety, I guess. I'm gonna get stuck here, aren't I? Ooh, no, I'm good. Let's go. What? I've been robbed. Okay, so there's actually 2 sevens in the sewer. There's also some smithing sevens in the sewer. The second somber 7 is in a scarab, though. I'm not sure if that's worth picking up or not. Well, let's see if we can, like, one-tap it with the ash. If we can't, then we will probably forgo that one. League wasn't fun today. I hate to inform you that that's gonna be a common theme. It's like the more familiar you get with League, the less likely it is that it's going to be fun that day. What role are you playing, Trebster? I think you mentioned like playing like mages and stuff like that, but like are you playing mid or are you playing like a sorcerer support? Yeah, you're in mid, okay. I played mid for a bit, but like every time I played mid, I was always up against like assassins instead of like other mages. and assassins were just like so unfun to play against. Like they're just not like interesting as characters, and like having to interact with them is just also not interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of characters now. There's like over 200 at this point, isn't there? Like that's a lot of abilities to keep straight. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, like you don't get to sit there like mid-game and be like, "Oh, what is this character's abilities?" So like something happens and you're like, "I don't know why that happened." And you have to like wait until the game is over or Google while you're like sitting in spawn or something like that to figure it out. Like it's just such a difficult and unwelcoming game to learn. It's like the way you learn is by like this particular champion just like getting absolutely giga fed, and you're just like, oh, it sucks when that happens. I should learn how to like make sure that doesn't. You think so? I hated it. I always thought that was like insanely unfun because I felt like I just had to watch them play the game for the rest of the time. Like I didn't really get to interact with the game myself. Like if I don't get to play the game, like how is the game fun? Okay, I mean that's probably fine. Oh, these are 7s as well. I don't think we're fighting Moog. We're gonna grab that just in case. Because like if we need more money, like Moog is where we're gonna get it. Which is why Moog currently has a question mark next to his name on the splits, because I have no idea if it's needed or not.
Now become. Now.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm glad you enjoy it, but that was yeah, that's something I personally like do not like at all.
Those are of a challenge, find them well.
Yeah, learning your character and the other person's character simultaneously sounds like a nightmare. Cue me typing to the other team, hey, can you play this character I'm super familiar with so that I know what you do while I learn what I do? The power creep in that game is always pretty crazy too. Or like you look back at like what some characters did and they're just like very simplistic. Like their champion spotlights are like 3 minutes long where they explain every single thing that your character does. And then fast forward to like the current and you look at like what their Q does and you get like an entire blueprint. It's like, how is this necessary? Why is your passive like 16 pages? Like it's actually insane. Shockwave is actually a shield. Let's go. Wait, what character is that? Vex has a shockwave? I don't remember that. I think Vex was like one of the last heroes that released before I quit. Yeah, I know the one. She reminds you of Raven. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, like, the mage characters do tend to be squishy, like, that is the thing. Morgana, let's go. Dude, Morgana was my second most played? First or second most played. I played a lot of Nami and Morgana. Those were my two. I played them support though. I was not a mid laner. I was so mad that one year when I was still actually actively playing at this point, but they gave Morgana like holy crap. They gave Morgana the Victoria skin for that season, and I literally like did not get to play at all because I was in college and I had like 5 papers a week to write. Like I did not have time to play ranked and like actually grind out like gold or higher. So like one of my favorite characters literally got the the Victoria skin, and I legitimately just didn't get to have it, even though I was like averaging like gold 2, gold 1 like every season. I was so mad. It's such a sick skin too. Like they actually did really, really good on that one. A lot of the Victoria skins are not super interesting in my opinion, but that one was pretty dope. Yeah, which one did you get? I really like the Coven one. I think that one's like pretty expensive, but I do like it. I like the skins that actually like change like the noises and stuff that your abilities make, all that kind of stuff. The skins are a ripoff? I don't think that's... I mean, like, they're crazy expensive for no reason. I do think that they do a very good job on like 95% of their skins. Like, Riot's skin team is actually really, really good. The skins just shouldn't be like 30 bucks. Well, like for the chroma ones, like they sell those for like blue essence like once a year, I think. I don't know if it's always all of them, but I know that there are times when you can buy like the variations of like the skin colors and specific colors for like um for just like the in-game currency, which is nice. Yo, what's up, girl? How's it going, dude? Girl, we're doing smithing percent this week. I'm pretty sure this is like the chillest run out of the 7. The boring run. I mean, it was interesting to route. I think it'll be interesting to like watch and see what everyone has decided to do, but yeah, there's not a lot going on like boss-wise. Like I think Loretta's like the most interesting boss on this run, which is that's saying something. They do. It's I'm counting where I'm getting like all my max level stones. Oh man, I lose 16k here. I forgot to pop the rune in level. That was a mistake. That's fine. There was like some sportscaster who like said it funny when he was talking about some basketball player whose number was 67. I don't know. It was just coming up in so many places. I was like, I need to know where this originated. Like, why is this funny? And then I learned, and I was like, this is not funny. Okay. Yeah, 69. Yeah. That at least makes sense. Like, that means something. I don't know, like, people just, like, universally decided that he said these numbers funny. And that's, like, the whole bit. I don't know. No, it was literally a basketball joke. Like, it's definitely not flirting. Do I flipping whiffed? I didn't. Yeah, I did. I took him off. My damage was right. Yeah, I did. Don't lie to me. The source seal stays on. Yeah, I mean, they're... Oh, yeah, it's the Great Rune, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Wow, look at that RNG. Yeah, for real. Which is weird. Why is it the same buff icon as Ritual Sword? That makes no sense. It is not a flat damage buff, it's just a stat increase. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. You're right. This is Game of the Year Elden Ring. You are 100% right.
Allow me, you are unable prevented the thorns. A husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide you. Shall I to let my hand
Yeah, no
share
worries,
them
dude.
with me? Your thoughts.
Dude, we're gonna be so underleveled. That's annoying. Oh, you know, one thing I should have done, I should have grabbed like the Crossroads Grace. So we could get down to the Crystallian duo faster. Time should be fine. Like, I don't anticipate that we're, like, mega close. But I'll have to check afterwards. Like, I imagine this is like a 2.5, like 240. Oh, we're an hour and a half right now. And there's really not that much left. So time-wise, we should be chilling. Like, there's some backtracking, but we're not even doing the full any percent. Which, any percent, like, we were getting done around, like, 2 hours for 2 trees. Yeah, this honestly shouldn't be bad. I wonder if the Crystallian strat will be cleaner now. Because when we were doing it initially, I didn't realize that it was important to shoot the Great Arrow low. And that's what actually causes them to, like, walk over to it. So I was shooting it, like, kinda high. I think that might be why we were having, like, issues with them, like, getting separated and stuff. So, like, in theory, that would be the solution. So my strat actually might have gotten, like, even safer, having learned a couple new things, which would be great. in theory, like, this Somber Stone should be free to pick up, but I don't think it would be. 'Cause you can get some, like, unloaded, like, rock shenanigans in that area, and the Golem Archer can actually, like, snipe you through the rock if you're not paying attention. I think that's, like, worth skipping. It's an 8, so it kind of sucks, because, like, that would be real nice to pick up, but unfortunately, I don't think it's actually worth it. Only a couple more bell bearings to pick up, though. I think it's the 5 and 6 right here for Somber that we're about to pick up on the other side of the frozen lake. And then 7 and 8 are right before Godskin Duo. And then the 9 is like right before Malekith. And we get the last normal bell bearing for the smithing stones from Godskin Duo. And then it'll kind of just be collecting runes and ancient stones. Oh, it's gonna give me the weird fog bug. And then I guess we go like a little bit more left because we need to go to the church. Oh, I forgot to do the Liurnia loop. I didn't finish picking up the 2s. Because we need to pick up the 3 under, not under, but like below Academy. And then there's 3 like over by like the bunch of sleeping lobsters too. That's a really easy pickup to go back to, like that's not a big deal. But I did forget about it. Yeah, the more of these like end game stones we can get, that saves us a lot of money. We're like almost not gonna have to buy any 7s, which is really nice. Those are something like 8k a piece. Like none of this stuff is cheap, that's for sure. Picking up as many extra golden runes on the way as possible. We're not grabbing the ancient stone in the skull right before Fire Giant. We're gonna grab the one in the chest behind Loretta, since we have to go behind Loretta either way. And there is legitimately no enemies that can hit you by Loretta's chest. And I've had like the birds around the skull do like weird things. So I think we're just gonna forego that one. I imagine it takes about the same amount of time to get the both of them anyway. If anything, like I imagine the Loretta one is actually probably faster. Faster, not in terms of like at which point in the game you get it. Like obviously it would be faster to grab it now, but since we're already going to Loretta anyway, it is less time off of a path that we'll be traveling regardless. And doesn't require like gambit or anything like that. So I think this makes sense. Do I have Academy? I do, okay, cool. So that'll make it really easy to go back to that section later. Just realized we have like 2 Exalted Flesh and really nowhere to use them. Like either of them. Like we would usually use one like on Moog and like one on Gideon, but I don't think we're doing either of those. Definitely fireballs. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have ran and jumped downhill. That was probably bad. Let's pop just the Fire Giant Remembrance. We'll save all the golden runes for later, just in case. I really don't know if we'll need them or not. I think we'll kill Godskin Duo. We'll level there. I think we just stop leveling at that point. So we're not gonna have our extra endurance. Is that gonna be okay? I think it should be.
Ice world and death. Are you to commit? Very well. Let my hand.
Yeah, I don't think we have any like stamina intensive fights coming up here. Like if we were fighting Moog, it would be an issue. But I don't think we are. And if we were gonna fight Moog, I think we would be able to like spare some runes to put into endurance, because he's like 400k by himself, I think. He would be better to fight than Loretta, but he doesn't guard like 3 different stones that we need. Loretta does. I just straight up like forgot to hit the wall, so that he went and like investigated the thing. Whoops. I believe these are all stones. 6, 8. I want to say this is another stone as well. Okay, game. Dragon. Okay, so we don't need that one. We'll just grab the first 2. Alright, so we need this. This is a somber bell bearing. Very important. And then there's quite a few pickups right here. Like that's a somber stone 7. There's a 9 right ahead as well. Pick both of those up, save a decent chunk of money. And this is a 9. I have no idea what this is. Some 6s, okay. I'll take it. Hmm. So I think... Yo, what's up, Cronus? Appreciate the good luck, dude. Hope the back half of your run went well. We get a little bit of endurance, that's fine. The route itself is looking pretty good. Like, we're sub 2 hours right now. There's not a whole lot extra to do. I took a goofy hit because I need to replace my controller, and other than that, like, we're chilling. Yeah, there's really not, like, a ton of setup that I need to do for this. And a lot of my stones are, like, all in the same place. It's like I really start picking them all up once I get to, like, consecrated. Yeah, the controller diff. Thankfully, I have a new one in my desk. I just have to, like, pull it out and it'll be fine. It's like not even like, oh crap, I have to order like a new one or something and hope it gets here before I have to play. But I like I was doing DTS cheese. I did the heavy unsheath. I tap R2 for some reason because the L2 input just didn't read at all. And then another heavy unsheath and I was like, that wasn't enough. And then he chased me like all the way across Altus. Dude like did not give up. It was kind of hilarious. Yeah, it was super goofy. But like I immediately knew, I was like, okay, my controller literally just like didn't read that. Like I didn't mess up. Like as long as I didn't mess up, like I'm whatever about it. And I was really only looking to figure out like routing stuff just to make sure I knew I wanted to do everything like like where I wanted to do everything that I'm gonna do, and I'm like, this is looking good. Stupid dragon. The bell bearing here, yeah. Very important. Yeah, it's the 7 and 8 one that worries me. Like if you don't grab any of those graces and you just run by it, like, well, guess you gotta go find the 7 and 8s now. This one at least, like you can come back to. You grab like the Godskin duo, Grace or Malekiths. Wait. When does this guy activate? That was weird. Literally the safest I'll ever do this section. I usually don't throw any kukri there. Okay, so now we detour. Because this fight, if something goes wrong, we could have to Memory of Grace out. Oh, my game crashed. Nice. But like after we kill Malekith, like we cannot afford to lose Rune, so it's important that we do this before Malekith. I've gotta imagine this just puts me back at the beside the Great Bridge Grace, yeah. So we do need that.
Oh, they out, you're up.
Oh, is it that far up? Okay, that's good to know. I thought it was like a couple steps before. Gotta get the wet toes, bro. Oh, that's awful. Alright, rejection and finger seal. Alright, and then I'm like 90% certain we don't level here. Yeah. Okay, so it's Altus. Dang, yeah, I should have grabbed the highway juncture grace or whatever it's called. Yeah, I think I just changed my pathing a little bit, and then when I come through here to do DTS the first time, I should just like grab this grace up here. And then it'll be fine. And I'm uncertain about this pathing at this very moment in time. Because I imagine it's probably safer to go like I'm going for like hidden body or something. But I'm not sure. Because I know like there's like a bunch of imps and stuff down there. I don't want to get caught by one of them. I assume they throw things. Most of them do. And like this is typically not that bad. That's what you did for all bosses, yeah. Like, I know there's unstable ground memes that can happen there. Not the weird wall stuff, yeah. It seems to be, like, mostly consistent. I'm definitely gonna mess around with it a lot more before, like, the actual match, but I think that's fine. I'm, like, fairly certain. What is an actual, like, good... Yeah, no, this works. Okay. Yeah, I figured there was something that I could probably do that was not wall shenanigans like that. But I have not yet looked into it. I don't think I really need to pick up all this stuff. I think this is fine. See, and this is the problem. Because when it does that stupid spin, now all of a sudden it's looking at me. And this is why we need to do this early. Because they spin to try to break like that little stool. And then when they spin, they also see you. So it's like, what the heck? And it's annoying because like the stool thing is like also good because they usually both get stuck on it. And then when that happens, then it's easy for them to like not get separated while you're doing rejection. So this is one of those things where like it might take a couple of tries, but it should be consistent. There we go. Should be one more. Oh! Oh, that's awesome. With the new talisman setup, like, they just die. That's sick. Okay, I didn't realize. I hadn't tried it with, like, Lightning Scorp and stuff. Let's go. It's really nice when it works. It's really nice when it works. It's just a little bit scary that, like, the move that that guy defaults to try to break that stool is the spin. Like, that crap is just so annoying. But, like, other than that, like, I've had no issues with it. You just have to make sure you're not, like, too close into the corner with them. I'm 90% certain they can fall on you. Like, there's no way they can't. But that spot in the wall, they don't seem to, like, bounce off of it so much. So, like, we're chilling. Yeah, such a niche use for that.
Destined death.
But it works.
Not have it stolen from me again.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I would say, like, they definitely can. But I think if you're, like, even just a reasonable distance away, it's not really something to worry about. Okay, so we don't level up anymore. We just pool our money at this point. Oh, you know what? Which weighs more? The Beast Torch must be pretty light. I was upgrading the shield. Oh, the shield is lighter. Okay, that was correct. I don't like when it sounds like you're aggro to me already, bud. Ivory, yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm fine on money here. Like, I think I have plenty. Like, I don't think I even need to, like, go do Moog or anything here. Nile. 530k at the end? Yeah. I've got to imagine you're fine then. Like, I think it's good that we're going towards Moog anyway. If something goes terribly long, or terribly wrong, rather, and I end up losing a bunch of runes somehow, like, it'll be good to have, like, a detour in the back pocket just in case, but I'm pretty sure we're good here. Yeah, like, we went to the sewer, and I was like, we're not fighting Moog on this run, but we're gonna snag this just in case. Because that's kind of like another element to it, right? Where, like, you start pooling all this money because you're like, I'm about to spend so much. And then you come to realize, like, you can't just memory out of grace, or memory of grace out of fights anymore. Because you would just lose everything. And that was not something I had really thought of. Not that it's something I do very often anyway, but... You almost did, yeah, like... That would be, like, kind of an awful way to lose a run. Where, like, if Moog was on your, like, early boss list or something like that, you had Moog money and then something went wrong on Loretta and you're like, oh, I'm gonna grace. And then you just lose, like, 600k, like, ugh, you know? What are we doing? Whoa. This early? I don't know if I kill him out of this, honestly. Alright, now I do. I don't think I've ever seen him transition to that from 2 hits. That was kind of nuts. But yeah, like with Loretta as the final kill, what's Loretta, like 200k? So we're sitting at 500, like I can't imagine we need a whole lot more. Oh wow, that's a lot, yeah.
Please no.
Yeah, I think
Merciless brutes. Let the curse take.
I think my last level up is supposed to be Godskin Duo. I don't remember if I leveled up on Malekith or not last time. Because I ran like all the objectives like back in November. like just to have them all routed and stuff like that. I don't remember where I stopped leveling. It was either Godskin Duo or Malekith, and I did not fight Moog, and I was fine on runes. But I think doing like an almost exclusively somber route saves you a ton of money. Because only needing like 6 stones versus like 30 whatever of each kind of saves a lot of money. Like, yeah, my stones are like 6,000 apiece, but I only need 6 of them. Yeah, exactly. And I only need 12 of each. So I think I need a lot less money than everyone else. My route might actually end up being like way faster. And I think I've been like one of the slowest like throughout the league so far. That's like a nice change of pace. Yeah, there's a lot on the way. It's definitely not bad. Like, I'm not going out of my way for anything, but there's a lot I'm not gonna have to buy that much of. Like, I already have the 1s and the 2s, and then I'll need 4 more of these, 5 more of these. Like, that's like, it's really not as bad as it is if you like go for a mix, even though it's just like easier to pick up a mix. The bell bearing for 9? That one's so easy. That's literally just where the beastmen are. I don't know if you're like a bird skip enthusiast, but as long as you don't do bird skip, like it's literally just right there. I don't think I even know where enough 9s are organically. You almost hit him with a sleep pot. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. There's like a grace here, right? I want to grab this just in case this goes wrong because I want to try something. Super bad routed. Me talking about literally any of my rounds. So like when Anastasia spawns, she just immediately aggroes to you, right? Like I can't like gambit and then like walk behind her. There's no way. Okay, yeah. No way. She jump hyper armored that? Are you kidding me? No, this is doable. This is fine. This is fine. There's no way. I'm shocked she even like tried to attack me from that distance, honestly. Yeah, like I think if anything, I just need to be closer. Like, I think she jumps as, like, a gap closer. If she did it again, that'd be a problem. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with her a little bit later. Dude, I literally tested that so many times, and all she did was run in circles directly underneath me. Yeah, we're gonna like mess around. We're gonna figure out what causes her to jump, and then just not do that. Um, and if that is somehow not a thing, I'm sure there's another easy somber we can get somewhere. Yeah, I think so. It was like I did queue up my Ash from like super far away. That was probably bad. Um, okay, so improved pathing here, I think. Climb the ladder. There you go. All right, that's gonna work much better, I think. little too far to the right. I don't think he like actually chases you though. Yeah, he's already given up. That's fine. Yeah, we're like zombie aggroed forever though, so we have to rest here. Because of course. Okay, so the Loretta script. L2, 1R1, run in circles around her, and then just L2, 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 L2. Yeah. It's very, very sophisticated. L2, R1, circle, L2, 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 L2. Chilling. Like, how do you forget that? Actually, how? Oh, we're like chilling right now. 2 hours 15 IGT. We are like cruising. We have so much time. Oh, we do have to go back to Liurnia, though. I did forget the smithing twos, the last 6. That's just like 2 pickups. That's like maybe 3 minutes. Yeah, I think this is like way closer like at 2:30 than anything. Alright, I don't know if I remember how to do this. Surely we can just like... Use the ash to kill. I don't think I do that much damage, bro. That would be really cool. I don't think it'll work though. I want to say like I was able to jump on that somehow. I don't know. The ash on the bow? Dude. There's no way. It's +0. I'm gonna use the ash, he's gonna kill me. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, I mean, we just go Moog now. And that's our last Somber 10. And then I just have to make a quick detour to Liurnia. Dude, a 219? This is so fast. Alright, I should look into, like, other Somber 10s, though. Just in case. Like, I can't think of another one that's just, like, a super easy pickup. That's not mega out of the way. I feel like I'm grabbing like all the convenient ones. I think the Anastasia pickup was already like, there isn't another easy 10. What I definitely don't want to do is like learn more DLC stuff. That seems like a lot for no reason. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to try and learn like a holy pot cheese for a ghost flame, you know? I'm definitely not gonna learn how to fight one in a week. Oh, that's true. I actually don't even know where that is. Yeah, we'll wrap up this run, and then we'll experiment with Anastasia for a little bit and see what's up. And kind of go from there. Yeah, because like Moog is kind of iffy on my weapon, especially when I'm like lower leveled than I would typically be going to Moog. Wait, are those smithing stones? They are. Alright, note to self, don't turn around to like go grab stuff back here. You know, listening to it now, I might be aggroing the second noble. But he doesn't seem to know what to do once he pops up. Like, I'm pretty sure I might have just heard him spawn in. Yeah, I mean, like, the nobles, like, when they de-aggro, they don't, like, blood pool back into the ground, right? Alright, and then I just forgot the 2 pickups. Because we haven't needed to do this for forever. I feel like I might be too far left, yeah. And we don't get invaded here, because we have burned the tree. Yeah. Yeah, Meta was saying that she got invaded here earlier, but I feel like she must have, like, either unlocked, like, all graces and messed up, like a trigger somewhere. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure that once you've burnt the tree, like, there's no invader at Round Table. Okay, so... literally 1-7, let's go. Alright, so... we need 6 of all of these. Since we already upgraded our weapon. And then because our items are so light, I'm pretty sure we're just chilling. we're gonna need more runes. Why is that? I bought too many stones. I only needed 5 because I already upgraded my weapon. Okay. Alright, I mean, like, we can just do Moog. Like, this is fine. We are set up to do it. But I accidentally bought too many Sombers. So I'm pretty sure if I just buy 5 of each next time, like a normal human being would do, like a normal human being who can do math, then we'll be chilling.
Thrice.
I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's still plenty free
The coming
if we have to do it.
dynasty. Morgwyn.
Alright, we were almost 100k short. I don't think that was from buying extra stones. So Moog might just be something that we have to do. Oh, well. Yeah, more rune pickups, maybe. Hold on, let me do some math here real quick, actually. So if I buy an extra 4 through 9, that's 88,000. Okay, yeah, we don't need Moog, we just need to buy what we actually need. Because 88,000 plus 3, 5, 7, 6, 6, and 9. Yeah. Yeah, I just misspent. That could actually, like, end up happening, though, where we're, like, a little bit short. I wonder if there's just, like, some easy rune pickup somewhere that gives us, like, 50k or something. Oh, I bought down with the revenants. Yeah, surely that would be good. Dude, I bought 2 extra 9s. That's crazy. That's like another 25,000. Yeah, so like if anything, I'm short like 13k. Like I don't need much. Past the putrid. Yeah, something like that could be good. Is that like the first one? Like the one that we were like baiting with the great bow, or is it a different one? Other one, okay. Because like this is also a pretty easy kill, especially this late. And then that's just like 90k, so that's an option. Oh, really? Let's actually go look at that. Because that's like literally right there. There would be very little reason not to get that. Do you know how much that Revenant one is? $50k, okay. Oh, cool. I was kind of hoping that would happen. Without stealth? Yeah, you hear Revenant and you're like, I don't know about all that. Yeah, next to a Crystallion's never amazing. Okay. Oh, that's like super free. Okay. Yeah, honestly, we might just grab that and call that a safety rune. And then I just have to remember that I only need to pick up 5 somber, or buy 5 sombers. And we're good. Yeah, 35k. Yeah, because from from what I'm calculating, I'm gonna be like right around like 13k short. So like I don't need like a crazy amount of money here. So this on its own would be fine. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Um, oh yeah, yeah, that's that's actually a really good point too. That would be quite free as well. I mean, what are we at right now? We're at like a 220, or I mean, it's almost 240 at this point, but like we could literally just go cheese the Grail too if we really needed to. Dude, that would actually be so funny to do in a competitive setting. Just sit there with the flail and kill Grail. Yeah, we actually have so much wiggle room here. And this is like with backtracking and all that kind of stuff. Dude, I might. I might. I thought this was like gonna fall and like do rot things. I think they somehow didn't expect that you would be able to get into the chalice, even though they literally just let you walk up this branch. Interesting, FromSoft. Interesting. Okay. So, Anastasia stuff. What is this grace? Inner Consecrated Snowfield. Um,
The fallen leaves
what is happening?
tell a story.
Okay, so graces are gonna be Ella and Inner Consecrated Snowfield. Um, add runes. Edit stats. What are we usually chilling at? Like 85 decks after accounting for like Godric's Great Rune and such. And then like 25. We'll call it 22 because we're down a couple of levels here. We'll call that good.
And I can also that you're not then wine. I am Carlin. Goodbye.
We should get Road to the Manor as well so we can like upgrade this thing.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old so perhaps.
Where is the free upgrade? There it is. Am I bored? No, I'm creating a save state so that we can test Anastasia things. Nice. So we apparently need to do this close range, but not too close. Yeah, so I just created a fresh file. I don't have like torrent or anything. I was like, maybe the slide is faster. Yeah, hardest part of the run right here. No shot that she can swing in front of her. And it hits me who is behind her. That's interesting. Okay, so... Yo, what's up, Spectre? How's it going, dude? Yeah, that's one of the hitboxes of all time. I wonder if we can just, like, tap instead of hold after we knock her down the first time. I don't know what her, like, invulnerability is while she's standing up. Okay, that actually might be super free to just tap instead. We might not even do, like, the actual jump. What a horrifying thing. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're testing to make sure it's safe. Yeah. I think this will be fine. She's got like pretty long recovery windows here. And it doesn't seem like she can like hyper armor through anything. Dude, Spectre, this run is fast, bro. This one is not long. Yeah, if I spend all my runes appropriately, like this should be like a 220. Like I accidentally bought too many Sombras and I had to go kill Moog and that added like an extra 10 minutes, but like this is not long at all. Like we only go to Malekith because we need the Ashen Capital stone. And then we go to Loretta so we can get the 3 stones that she guards. And then we just go to Moog and we're done. Like, this... Oh, okay. She gets out of that one quick. So, the golden one we may just not punish. She recovers from that really quick. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the 2-hour typing session. Like, granted, there was a lot of testing that went on at the same time, but like, I don't know. Like, I usually don't go that in depth on my runs. I kind of just like look at what I need, and I'm like, okay, we'll just wing that, and we'll be good. But he's like so meticulous with it. And it's like, well, that's probably why he's doing significantly better than I am. I'm not sure why... Oh, because it's still registering Anastasia as being alive. When I'm trying to quit out, you can't quit out during an invasion. Yeah, I think so. Like, as long as she's in, like, a recovery animation, I don't think she could do anything. When I did this initially, like, I was just doing one of these, and she was just running around in circles underneath me. She had no idea what to do. And then we did it earlier, and she actually queued up an attack while I was, like, in the sky. And apparently there's just a massive hitbox above her head, so no matter where I land, it just kills me. So I think the quick fix for that is just bait and attack, tap L2. When I have like talismans and stuff, I'm pretty sure we'll just like 2-tap her. Yeah, yeah, it really was, but it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, that's stupid, but I'm glad I know now instead of on the day of the match. Can I, like, do I have to wait for an attack? Like, if I just, yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah. That's not safe. Yeah, and now I'm like mildly worried about my Fia's champs now, because that was the plan for them as well. Like, what are the odds that they don't have something similar, right? I'm not sure, like, what the NPCs actually react to. Because, like, I'm pressing the button and she's rolling, but it seems like she has no idea, like, when my hitbox is actually active. So it's like she's responding to the input, not the actual, like, way the attack works. Yeah. Yeah, they for sure are. Yeah, we don't punish that. As long as that animation looks, she actually did roll out of the punish on that one. Which I didn't care for, personally. Yeah. I mean, like, it's not foolproof. I can mistime a dodge and still just lose here, but I think this is fine. If Gideon was, like, tankier, I would understand that. But, like, there's literally 5 of them, dude. Like, you fight 3 at the same time. Like, I feel like it's been too long. If you think Fia's is better than Gideon. You just have, like, recent Gideon bias. Oh, interesting. Holy menuing. Holy menuing, brother. Okay. Dang. That sucks, dude. That is brutal. And, like, in all remembrances, it's pretty common to end on Fortis Axe, right? So that's like a 4-hour run, at least. That dies on the second to last boss. I didn't like that. I just did not like the way that that worked. Alright, it seems if she does jump the ash, like, we have time to, like, roll out of it, so that's fine. Dude, your Mesmer ended up being so clean. That was such a good fight. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do my All Remembrances run with Death's Poker. So I'll have like a decent chunk of intelligence. I'll be able to just use Night Comet. And hopefully that makes it pretty easy. Because I've heard like that makes Fortisax and Placidusax a lot easier if you fight them with magic. I think Gura was saying that the other day. Yeah, right? That does sound nice. Yo, what's up, Wraith? Hope you're doing well. Dude, Fortisax is so boring. Like, the soundtrack is really cool, like, the spectacle is dope. But, like, you literally get punished for trying to fight him. Like... Alright, what are you doing? With Stormblade? There you go. Man, if that's how that works, maybe I'll end on, like, Placidusax or something. That could be kind of epic. I don't want to end on, like, a boss that just, like, doesn't react to the fact that I'm hitting him, you know? I don't want to end on Fia's either. Yeah, Stormblade is busted. Oh goodness, that's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. The swing inches from her nose. Okay, that was funny. Holy crap, third 3 hours into stream? First even. Let's go. The reach on this thing is real nice. It seems like it does, yeah. Oh, one-handed? I don't know. You know what's kind of funny, though? When I do this, that lightning rod stays there. It actually does damage. Which is kind of neat. Yeah, I'm not really sure that that's the way. I mean, worth looking into. Oh, right, I can't guard and run. That's what I was afraid of, Spectre. What is that random jump? Holy hitbox. Yeah, I think we just stick with the L2. That'll be fine. Because, like, I don't even have talismans right now. They're so bad, dude. They're so bad. It's like if an NPC throws out an attack, like, you just have to roll. Even if there's no logical way that it ever hits you, you just have to anyway. Yeah, I think it's about time I retire this controller. I should pull out my new one so we don't get DTS memed. Spectre, I got hit on DTS because it ate my L2 input. That's interesting. So I heavy unsheathed. I tap R2'd by accident because the L2 just got eaten. And then heavy unsheathed again, and then he chased me all the way across Altus. It was amazing. Do I get iframes mid-weapon art? Is that what happened there? Like, I don't, like, disappear, do I? No, I just teleport. There's no way that gives me iframes. I don't think so. Oh. Dude. Yeah, more NPCs said no one ever. No, that isn't good. Do I have to, like, bait a jump? If she just does, like, a simple R1 attack, like, am I just in danger? Well, like, my weapon is supposed to be the cheese is the issue. No, that was horrifying. See, that's what's supposed to happen. See how she was, like, bugging out and just, like, left, right, left, right, left, right? What are you swinging at? I wonder if, like, R1s are just the way. Like, we just straight up just, like, have to fight Anastasia. The AI tracking is insane. No, I tried. She does not care about Gambit. Alright, so there's like no neutral opening. Like the input reading is just unreal. Um, oh, my Ash is apparently very inconsistent on multi-layered structures. Yeah, I think I've gotta imagine that tap L2. Oh, that's true. She do like to jump. Yeah, so like you definitely have to wait, so you're at least punishing an attack. Like she needs to be locked in an animation. Like what's a different one I could get though? Without having to also get like 12 more of all the other like normal smithing stones. That's kind of the problem. Block at me. It is somber, yeah. Yeah, because I need 6 sombers. Yeah, so it's 6. We get the bird skipstone. We get Ashen Capital. We get Mogs. We get 2 behind Loretta, and then we get 1 from Anastasia, and then we get one normal weapon, and we only need like 417k or something like that for that to work. Since my weapon has no weight. Yeah, money's a big part of it too. Mr. 4 million runes once you're through the second new game. I can't, dude. I can't. My any percent is like on this the fastest I've done was like a 210. I can't get like another any percent in 50 minutes. It takes me 20 minutes just to get like the 2 medallion pieces. All right. For the sake of seeing, where are the ancient somber smithing stones? So Latenna's quest line has one. That's like a whole thing though. That's not great. Wait, there's 3 in Haligtree. Okay, that one I know about. Found on a corpse in the southern end of the ring walkway. Oh, that doesn't count. Okay, so we're literally getting every single Somber Stone in base game except the one that requires you to do Millicent's quest. is what this quick Google has told me. My only other option for another one would be to kill a Ghost Flame Dragon. Yeah, like if money was a problem, like we definitely still have options to like go through, but I'm more worried about the actual location for the stone. Because, like, I don't want to collect all the bell bearings for, like, a normal stone. I don't know where to get, like, 12 more 1s and 12 more 2s. A disgusting challenge for Numa. Hit me. Yeah, there's only 14 of the Sombers, and they're, like, all the DLC ones are like Ghost Flame Dragons. Or Senesags, which would be excellent, of course. Oh, geez, that actually would be really hard. That would be, like, pretty hard, because there's, like, a couple mimics and stuff around, like, the overworld, right? Like, there's one in Limgrave that, like, turns into, like, a bear or something. Multiple rune bears, good god. Yeah, that actually would be really interesting. Yeah, so, like, my only other option, I feel like, would be Latenna's quest, but then that would mean, like, learning how to fight the Bloodhound Knight, which I feel like would probably be more difficult than fighting Anastasia and crossing my fingers. It's like a whole new moveset to learn. She doesn't have like any weird timings on her attacks at least. She's just kind of stupid. Wait, if I'm just far enough away and tap, she doesn't react at all. Let me test that a couple times. It's like, I think I'm too far away for her to, like, react. No, that's not it. I don't know, she's got like a couple attacks that it seems like she doesn't really get to roll out of. I think that's what we're looking for more than anything. Because there was one, she did like a wide slash that seemed not good. No, that's just running error. So that one is like Ash punishable. I don't think I can R1 punish it though. Can you do something? Okay, so the jump is bad. She has the one like overhead slam. That is not the jump. That is fine. And then if she does like the golden vow one, it seems like we can R1 her twice, maybe. And then she attacks very quickly after that, so let us bear that in mind also. Alright, so that overhead slam seems good. I accidentally punished the sideways slash, which I think is bad. She's rolled and then like immediately attacked out of that one already. Like the good thing is like she doesn't have like a crazy variety of attacks. Like she's fairly simple. Huh. Okay, so this is annoying. We legitimately might only be able to like 100% safely punish the golden vow attack with R1s. I guess if she like rolls into me, we could punish that too. Since the first R1 is like a chain, she just like roll catches herself. That's hard to react to though. Although, is there any reason we can't punish a jump with R1s? If we could do the Golden Vow attack, jumps, and rolls. Oh, I held the button. Is there a way to just give her like unlimited health? Enemies, no death. There we go. Do not tell him this. I'm deleting the VOD, don't worry. Ooh. Alright, so the Golden Vow attack, I think we can double punish. Everything else is a single R1. That spin! The spins are no good. She gets out of that real quick. Or was that just hyper armor? I guess that could have just been hyper armor. That hits, really. Dude, oh, look at this hitbox. That one makes sense. A lot of these have not. Yeah, she gets like hyper armor on that spin. Can attack from neutral. Oh man. Yeah. Honestly, I think this just kind of ends up being like the hardest fight of the run. Even though I'm like 90% sure we end it in like 2 hits. So it kind of just is what it is. We'll work on it more throughout the week. And if it starts to feel like something we just cannot do, I guess we like route in the smithing stone 1 bell bearing. That would be like the only one we don't have. And then we could just grab like the stone out of like the skull before fire giant or something. That wouldn't be awful, like it'll just cost more and then we'll almost definitely have to add Moog and then we're probably pushing like a 240, which is not ideal. There's so much stuff to pick up. So it's a lot to remember. I don't want to add too much stuff. So hopefully we can figure something out that makes her a bit more manageable, but we're going to call it there for tonight. I've already gone quite a bit longer than I thought I was going to, just messing around with Anastasia. Yeah, good stuff to find out like early though. That's definitely not the kind of thing that you want to find out like the day before the run, right? So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It like provided we can controller diff. Yeah, I'll get the new one. Oh, the new one actually feels nice, dude. It almost feels like a little bit smaller, which kind of makes claw a little bit easier. Oh, yeah. This will be nice. All right. Yeah, let me see who's online for a raid. What we got? It looks like Eric's online. We don't get to raid into Eric too much. His schedule is pretty all over the place, but looks like he's doing bow only Melania, like a psycho. Oh, this looks phenomenal. So we'll get that one going. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys coming in and hanging out. We'll be back on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm basically just gonna work on Anastasia. Like the rest of the route I like a lot, and that's really the only thing that's like kind of iffy. So as long as we could get that ironed out, like I think we're chilling. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday. Hope to see you guys then. If not, take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. And yeah, we'll see you around.